Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the H Talks, comics, sports and wrestling. Feels really weird not doing the old double arm Corey Graves thing. So let's get straight into it. Quick review and results from, sorry that sounded really annoying, Ring of Honor, Best in the World 2019. Most of this is going to be in chronological order. I've literally just watched it, so it's going off my memory, so do not judge me if I get the chronological order wrong, which I am highly likely to actually do. Okay, so I really liked the match between Harush, spelled Rush, but I've been given assurances, pronounce it as Roosh, of Roosh versus Flip Gordon. I'm not going to give you a match by match review, I'm just going to give you basically the results and then talk to you about the over plan, what I think is going to happen and what should happen at the end. So yeah, Roosh defeated Flip Gordon with his final dropkick finisher, like final corner dropkick. I'm not even going to try to explain it. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube, just put Roosh dropkick finisher and you'll be impressed, I believe. Yeah, and that actually led into what happened with Flip Gordon's story later on. The women, Allure, they actually beat Kelly Klein. After the match, another lady, I haven't really heard of her, to be honest, Marina Mania? I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never heard of this lady. The commentators, especially Rockaboni, seemed to be quite interested and surprised, and she had a tattoo on her belly saying Mania, that's why I'm getting the name Mania. Pretty sloppy match, I'm not being funny, but if you've ever seen Angelina Love and Velvet Sky and Mandy Leon wrestle, it's not going to be the greatest for your visual and viewing pleasure, guys. It's basically like watching the human embodiment of a horse pooing and then picking its own poo up and throwing it against the window and then staring at that for a specific amount of time. So yeah, let's quickly move on from that match. Jay Lethal versus Kenny King, probably my match of the night. Yeah, just because of the length of my second match of the night. So yeah, Kenny King, he got a win. He actually used Jay Lethal's own finisher, Lethal Injection, before following up with a Royal Flush to get the pinfall. Good back and forth match, pretty good work by both of them. I think Kenny King, it looks like he might go into the world title picture eventually, but it also looks like they're keeping Roosh undefeated to go on to face Dalton Castle. Let's go on to that. So Dalton Castle beat Roosh's little brother. I never knew this, but Roosh is actually brothers with Mystico 2, not to be confused with Mystico 1. Mystico 1 became Sin Cara 1 in WWE before Hunico is now Sin Cara 2, who is Sin Cara and is actually the tenured and longest Sin Cara in WWE. Are you bearing with me? Mystico 2, not Mystico 1, who is the original Sin Cara, but Mystico 2 is one of three brothers. The first is Roosh, second is Mystico, and the third is Dragon Lee. Do you know what? I was quite surprised. I don't know why, I always had the misrepresentation and I misconstrued Dragon Lee. Maybe because obviously dragons, like obviously Eastern culture, and the name Lee, so I always thought Dragon Lee was Japanese. I know people don't really, yeah, I just assumed it. It's like even Phoenix and Pentagon, only when they started wrestling as the Lucha Brothers, Lucha Bros, I actually realised they were brothers, because I watched Lucha Underground, but a lot of the time I watch wrestling, I don't put commentary on. Sometimes I do, like I did with Ring of Honor Best of the World, but I'd say 50-50. So with Lucha Underground, I just watched the matches, I didn't watch the storyline, I skipped the matches. Plus we live in England, so it's hard to watch it, so I was mainly watching it on YouTube. So I never really knew until they became Lucha Bros and they started tag teaming MLW, Impact, Ring of Honor, all Elite Wrestling, that they were brothers. I was like, oh, that's cool, Phoenix and Pentagon. So yeah, these guys are brothers as well, Dragon Lee and Roosh. They did mention that in the commentary as well, because Dalton Castle used Roosh's finishing drop kicks to actually put away Dragon Lee. After that, it was Silas Young versus Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham won with his octopus submission, but only after giving Silas the old wrestling low blow. For some reason, wrestling, the low blows like that. Normally, you think someone would just low blow someone, punch or kick him in the privates, but in wrestling, you put your arm underneath the guy's privates and do some weird kind of uppercut. But yeah, that was another good match. That might have been the best match. It's up there with Kenny King and Jay Lethal. Let's say equal, let's give him equal place right now. But yeah, basically Jonathan Gresham, when the ref wasn't looking, low blowed Silas Young, because Silas Young always cheats to win, so that he's cheated to win. I couldn't fully tell if it was indicating a heel run in the works from Gresham, but it looks that way. Let's find out if it happens. Villain Enterprises, which is Marty Scurll, PCO, and Brody King, they beat Mark Haskins' team of Lifeblood. After the match, Flip Gordon was there. He got given a shirt by Lifeblood, and then the lights went off. Marty Scurll got on a mic and said, "No, we have a fourth member of Villain Enterprises," and that person was Flip Gordon. He put on the Villain Enterprises shirt, super kicked Haskins and the rest. So yeah, he joined Villain Enterprises, which is pretty good. Villain Enterprises retained titles. Oh yeah, no title changes, guys. Straight up, no title changes. Every title stayed. So yeah, Nick Aldis and his surprise partner was Eli Drake. Dummy, yeah. Eli Drake from Impact fame and back in the day, WWE NXT. He's actually signed to NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. Yes, he signed with them, but he will be doing certain Ring of Honor dates. I hope they get signed up by AEW. I think he'll do amazing there. I don't see the point in going into WWE at the moment, because WWE is, in terms of in-ring and creativity, in my opinion, it's on the downtrend. Like the actual main roster is just shocking. Yeah, but anyways, hopefully Eli Drake stays at NWA and maybe get signed to AEW in the near future. We'll talk about AEW at the end of this. Trying to think, is there anything else? Oh yeah, of course. So basically, Matt Taven retained his Ring of Honor World Championship. Is he one of the worst Ring of Honor World Champions of all time? I'm gonna have to say yes. Not because his technical ability, but there's nothing about him. Like, Ring of Honor really pushes the Kingdom, but they seem as dull as dishwater, to be honest. They seem boring. When he speaks, I don't want to listen. The match was about 8-9 minutes. It was a good match, probably the third best match. If I'm being honest, I'll put Gresham and Silas Young number 1. I'll put Jay Lethal versus Kenny King number 2, and I'll put Jeff Cobb, and Matt Taven number 3. If it had like 15-20 minutes, it probably could have been up there, because Matt Taven obviously has done his Iron Man matches recently with Lethal, and they were pretty good. But no, it was okay. Cobb got into his suplexes. He couldn't at first, and then got into them and suplexed basically the living, let's say, daylights out of Matt Taven. Matt Taven retained. It wasn't nothing special. Like I said, I'm not a big Matt Taven fan. I am a big Jeff Cobb fan. There's rumours that he hasn't signed with Ring of Honor and his contract runs out. If that's the case, it'll be interesting to see if he goes to NXT, if he goes to AEW. They're the two big ones, let's be honest, possibly New Japan. He'd probably fit in really well with NUPW, actually. That might be a good shout. But yeah, out of 10, I'll give the best in the world a 6 out of 10. It was nowhere near as exciting or interesting or captivating as Dustin Rhodes. None of the matches was Dustin Rhodes versus Cody or the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. It was nowhere even as interesting as Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze or Adam Cole versus Gargano. So the things I compare them to are all Elite Wrestling, Double or Nothing, and NXT TakeOver 25. Those two are in a high echelon this year for me personally. Obviously New Japan Best of Super Juniors finale was amazing as well, and Road to Kizuna Road, yeah. That's pretty good as well, the first few episodes. Yeah, if I'm being honest, yeah, 6 out of 10 maybe. It was good, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch any matches again. They weren't impeccable. And here's what I think. I believe AEW is cannibalizing some of the audience. From reports, the attendance wasn't full. It wasn't a sellout. And you've got to think, about a year ago, Ring of Honor were getting to share wrestlers such as the Elite, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes and everybody, plus New Japan, who they still have a working partnership with. Hence, they still got Dragon Lee working for them. But I don't know, it's just something's happened. It's like, I speak a lot in my videos about MMA losing its buzz in terms of the mainstream. Ring of Honor, in terms of the wrestling populace, I definitely believe has lost a lot of its buzz. That is because the Elite have all gone, and they were a big part of why they sold out MSG with the help of New Japan. And you've got to think, the new youth, like Jonathan Gresham's a great technical wrestler. His personality isn't really there at the moment. Maybe he can develop it and we'll get there eventually, but it's not there right now. He's just a good worker at the moment. Jay Lethal has got, you'd think, everything. He can talk, he's got great wrestling, but for some reason he's never hit the plateaus where he really should hit. Matt Taven, I don't believe he's got that in him. Jeff Cobb has, but they haven't managed to sign him. Bandido could be, but he hasn't showed his best work as of yet. Oh yeah, Bandido. Oh, that reminds me. Bandido lost his match trying to get the television title, Ring of Honor television title versus Shane Taylor. There was one spot when Bandido actually caught Shane Taylor, who's a massive, visceral-looking guy. If you don't know Shane Taylor, off the top middle rope, and then he managed to catch him and just hold him like this, which was very impressive. I don't know how big Bandido is, but he doesn't look like he should be able to hold Shane Taylor, so that was impressive. But yeah, Bandido was really, really impressive in his New Japan run, and even in that one match he had the six-man for All Elite Wrestling in the All In pay-per-view last year. But he hasn't looked smooth in Ring of Honor. The women's division is very poor now. Tenille Dashwood has decided not to re-sign with Ring of Honor. The Briscoes are always there, I guess. And they're good, but they need someone like the Usos or LAX or Private Party or somebody else to actually instigate and reignite their true passion, I believe, for tag team wrestling. I believe All Elite Wrestling is going to become the best tag team wrestling. And I'm not saying this because I'm a big All Elite Wrestling fan. I am, but you just got to look on paper. Last year, if you went to a Ring of Honor show, you get to see most likely Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Flip Gordon. Now you and Marty Scurll. Now you still get Marty Scurll, you still get Flip Gordon. But that's literally it. And those two are really pushing Ring of Honor right now, because obviously they were on Being Elite, so they're bringing a bigger audience, much bigger audience than Ring of Honor get on TV through Sinclair Broadcasting and their partners. Marty Scurll, when his contract ends, basically is the biggest known, I guess, secret, but not real secret. He's going to be going to All Elite Wrestling. Flip Gordon might stay because he might be able to actually get the world title and do some things on his own, but Marty Scurll's going to go. If he goes, then the Enterprises won't be the same. His character alone is one of the best things keeping Ring of Honor afloat. Like I said, Jay Lethal hasn't shown he's the man. I think he can be, but I don't know what the reason is. The audience haven't clicked. Gresham, I don't believe, has got the charisma right now. Maybe he will have eventually, a bit like Daniel Bryan got when he teamed up with Kane, became Team Hell No. Before that, he was just the American Dragon, and then he became the charismatic yes, yes, no, no man. And since then, he's never looked back. So maybe Gresham's got it in him. I don't know. Matt Taven, I don't believe, has got it in him. I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys. Yeah, if you look at Ring of Honors, those guys, they look like they'd be mid-card in NXT or mid-card in AEW. Like, out of all of them, you say possibly Lethal. Like Shane Taylor, I don't think he's got the mainstream look or the mainstream charisma, even though his in-ring acumen is there. Their women's division is shocking, like I said, with Tenille. They've got Allure, Mandy Leon. I don't know, guys. For me, I'm not very optimistic for Ring of Honor. I think if All Elite Wrestling do really well, they could end up getting the Briscoe, signing up most of Ring of Honor's talent, and Ring of Honor might not be around next few years. And I know everyone said about Impact for the last few years, and I'm surprised Impact's still going on. I'll give you a prediction now. I'll be very, very surprised if Impact and Ring of Honor are both functioning in 5 years. And by that, I understand that Ring of Honor are owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, who are very rich. But let's say this deal with Disney, because they've got trying to get a deal with Disney at the moment to buy some more TV stations in America. If that doesn't go through, it's always a possibility, then I think Sinclair will look to sell up Ring of Honor in a few years. Either way, I think they'll probably look to sell up Ring of Honor within 4 or 5 years, and the owner, Joe Coffin, everybody. Just because at the end of the day, it's got to be profitable. I'm not sure what the profit margins are, maybe it is profitable. But in terms of audience, they're getting lower and lower. In terms of appeal, they're getting lower and lower. In terms of the wrestling populace, I never see anyone talking about Ring of Honor. I bet this will get almost no views. Hopefully it doesn't, I hope it gets a few views. But when I talk All Elite Wrestling, obviously it gets some views now. It's hot, it's interesting, it's popping, it's charismatic stars, in-ring acumen, unparred. And then you get WWE, which always is going to get numbers because it's historical. Impact also is almost on the way out, I believe. In terms of buzz, in terms of people talking about it, in terms of people doing videos like this about it. Just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. I think this could be the end days of Ring of Honor, maybe another 5-6 years. I hope not, because it's brought us almost every big star over the last 20 years. It's created a emerging and vibrant independent scene, as well as main eventers in WWE. So I hope they do well, but they're going to have to use the New Japan partnership really well, or they're going to have to get some new young blood. They're going to have to get people from Britain, I believe. I'm not saying this because I'm in England right now, but I think they need people like OJMO. Trying to think. Who else is on the scene? Dan Maloney, Jackson Hart. They need some new up-and-coming talent, man, honestly. Because at the moment, like this is my view, but Silas Young, Beer City Bruiser, all these kind of guys, you see them in the pub, they don't have anything specifically exciting about them. You don't want to watch them. Some of them have got great wrestling ability, but without the charisma. And nowadays, loads of people have great wrestling ability, but you need a bit of both. Look at Enzo Amore. He hasn't got the wrestling acumen, but his segments on WE and YouTube and even TV used to get loads and loads of viewers, almost always a mil. Look at R-Truth right now, WE 24/7, always get a mil. And guess what? R-Truth is a good wrestler, but his charisma is off the charts. It's incredible. He's got passion, his excitement. You want to watch him, you want to see what happens. It's comical. Whereas Ring of Honor, they don't really have the comedy. When they did, it was called Cabana on his own. That wasn't even my type of comedy. And I'm not trying to slate Ring of Honor, because back in the day, Ring of Honor was a one. Ring of Honor, PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, they were the ones you wanted to watch. You wanted to see what was happening on Death Before Dishonor. You wanted to see PWG Bowler. You wanted to see Evolve. But now it's all about NXT. It's all about AEW. It's all about NGPW. So let's see what happens, guys. Like I said, I hope Ring of Honor heeds the lesson, get some new young blood instead of possibly lifeblood. Mark Haskins did really well as well, by the way. Big up Mark Haskins, saw him for progress this year as well. I'm happy he's in Ring of Honor doing well. But I hope Ring of Honor exceed my expectations. I hope they can compete with AEW. I hope they can compete with NGPW, because the more wrestling there is, the better for us. Because if you're watching this video, you're a true wrestling fan. You're not just a mainstream wrestling fan. You've searched out to find this video, or you're one of my subscribers, so you're interested in the independent scene and in other big companies, not just WWE, and I appreciate that. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you appreciate my views, and if you've got your own views, please comment in the little comment section below. Please like and subscribe as possible if you like it. Thanks, guys.